Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Hattabaugh at HeroMarriage.com, and many of us are working at home with our spouse for the first time in our life. I'm going to help you with that. So I've been working at home a lot for the past several years, but now my wife is home for the first time. She's an elementary teacher and she's actually in the other room right now calling students and working on her computer. And we've worked at home together before, back when my wife was a stay-at-home mom and had a home business. There were days that I worked from home, but that's been many years ago, and it hasn't been like we have to do this every day now for a long time. And one of the things that I'm hearing from people is that it's tough to do that. There are problems that come up, and many of you are probably beginning to experience those. So I want to give you 4 tips today that's going to help you get through this and not only survive it, but maybe begin to enjoy it. Or maybe you already are enjoying it, and this will make it even better. And these 4 tips are really important, and they've been proven over time by not only my wife and I, but others. And I just want to give those to you. Tip number 1 is honor time alone. Many of us are in what I call a mixed marriage. Now, mixed meaning one of us is an extrovert and the other one of us is an introvert. And it's not by accident that a lot of us choose partners that way, because we generally, the talkers out there, try to find somebody that likes to listen. And so I see that as a pattern. Now, even if you're not, and technically my wife and I are both ambiverts, which means we're a little bit of each, it's still important that at times that you have some time to be alone, and that usually one partner wants a little more time alone than another. So that's why it's really important, is tip number 1 is to honor alone time. Get together before you start your week or your day and say, you know what, how much time alone would you like? An hour, 2 hours? When would you like that to be? In the mornings, in the afternoons, during work time? So set aside a time of each day where you say, you know what, this is your alone time. This is especially important if you have kids at home, because kids to an introvert just means that all day long they're with people. So one of the great gifts you could give your spouse is some time alone, even if it's in a room, with the door shut. That may be all you can have during this time. That's really important. So get together and talk about that, and then honor it. Whatever time it is that they say they need alone, give them that time. Put it on your timer. If you have to set an alarm or whatever and say, when it's over, I got to go talk to you, that's great. But one of the things that couples do to each other over time that's kind of irritating is usually there's one spouse that kind of smothers the other. And this will keep this from happening, especially if this drags on for several weeks, or some of you may turn this into the way you work forever. You need to figure this out and get together and be on the same page. So have a chat about it, discuss it, and set that time and make it pretty much something that's really important part of your day. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, plan a daily vacation. One of the things my wife's done the past 4 or 5 days is every night, right before dinner, she calls my son out. Our 19-year-old's in college and he's living here, so there's 3 of us here. She calls us all out to our kitchen area and we have a dance party. It's one song. We've done YMCA. We've done the Cupid Shuffle. Those are good ones, by the way. But we just have a little fun for about 5 minutes. It's a little vacation from this craziness that's around us. And for us, that works. It's better than, we'll play games, but for all of us, that's not fun. But this has kind of been a fun thing for all of us. And it's something we've gotten into. Maybe we'll videotape one of those. Put a comment down if you'd like to see one of those. But that's a vacation for us every day. So every day you need a period of time. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, whatever it is, where you and your partner and maybe your kids, if they're at home, have a vacation from your quarantine, if that's what you're in, or if you're just working from home. You need a vacation from it. So have something that's distracting. There's a lot of people I know that are posting online books. I've got a friend that's doing that, and it's a big hit. So maybe it's you watch a certain video together, or maybe you find a new sitcom that you like that you all sit down and watch a video of, or maybe you create your own entertainment. Whatever it is, you need a vacation in your day. So the 2 of you at least are planning a time alone every day where it's like, you know what? This is away from whatever it is we're doing in our life that causes stress. Plan that vacation that's daily and do it. Because big vacations are probably long time in the future. So have a daily vacation and watch what a positive difference that makes in your relationship. Which leads us to tip number 3, and that is limiting bad news. So there's plenty of bad news going around. And one of the things that I've found that's really important is to limit my access to it. Now, this doesn't mean to put your head in the sand, but it does mean that if all day long all you're doing is reading the news and your Facebook feed and all the bad news that's out there in the world, it's overwhelming, and it's probably draining you emotionally way more than you realize. So limit it. Get together and talk about this again and say, you know what? How much bad news can we do? Now, here's where that's impacted my marriage is I'm a planner. And so one of the ways I plan is I have access to all the news. I have the ability to kind of sift through all the news, and it doesn't affect me emotionally as much as it does my wife. So one of the discussions we've had is that some of the things that I see, I don't need to tell her about. Some of the possibilities. She knows that we're going through this together. She trusts my planning in how we're going to do it. And therefore, there's some of this that I just don't need to bring up to her on a regular basis because it costs her a lot more energy. So you've got to know that about your partner is generally one of you, this is a little tougher for than other. It may not be, you may be the same. But the reality is that if it is a little different, the one of you that doesn't need as much access is the one you need to honor their time and let them kind of set a limit for how much we do. Finding out the latest information on this all the time isn't going to be good for you in the long run. Yes, it is important to be up to date and to have some knowledge, but the truth is that a lot of the knowledge that we consume is just kind of over the top. I know it is for me. I'm guessing it is for you. Which leads me to the last tip that I'm going to give you in this video. And tip number 4 is plan something for your future. Last week we were supposed to go on a little getaway to one of our favorite places in the world, a beach that's about 5 hours away from here. And it's a place that we went to a year and a half ago, and we had planned it. We were going to go there. Well, all of this happened and we didn't get to go. So now we're going, okay, when all this gets done, we're going to do that trip. I don't know when that'll be. I don't know if it'll be June, July, August. I don't know when it'll be, but we're planning it. We're expecting it. It's going to happen at some point, and that's something that we're agreeing that's going to happen. So you need to do that as well. One of the things that I see that couples forget to do is to have a plan. A lot of times when couples come to me for coaching and counseling, I'll ask the question, so what is it you're planning in your future? And they'll look at each other and go, we don't have a plan. And I'll say, well, we're going to get one. We're going to have something out there in your future that you're actually both looking forward to. Now, that's important. Now, I get it. Some couples go, we can't find anything that we have fun together with. That's fine. Then plan something that at least for part of the trip, one of you can have a good time, and part of the trip, the other of you can have a good time. This is truly a something in your future. It can be as simple as trying out a new restaurant that you hope stays open after this. So plan on that. Set a, when are you going to go on a Friday night and we'll do this, after this happens or whatever. But be planning that so you're looking forward to that. There's lots of things to plan. Again, it can be as simple as a new restaurant, or it can be elaborate as the place you've always wanted to go to, and you can start planning that now. My wife and I share this tip a lot. We always have a 5-year plan for our next big anniversary vacation. So what we've done is since our 10th anniversary, we've gone somewhere big for our 5-year anniversary. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Our next one is in 2.5 years. It'll be 35 years. We already know where we're going. And, if the Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, right? But it's 2.5 years out. Well, we're already talking about that. Where do you want to go? There's one particular part of that trip that I need to make a reservation probably 2 years out, or else we won't get it because it's a real specific thing that not many people get to do. So I want to make sure that I'll probably book our whole trip around this one experience. And that's what we'll do. So leave a comment down there if you really want to know what that experience is. But that's something we've always had going on. Well, right now, when it's hard to see your future because of where we're at, it's really important to plan something for your future. that you're actually planning it and you're looking forward to it. And even if you don't have a date for it, you're going on. All right. So those are my 4 tips. Go back over again. Honor time alone. Plan a daily vacation. Limit bad news, and plan something in your future. Something that you're looking for. It could be even a home project that you want to do. But those 4 things, I think, right now will really move your relationship in a positive way. Maybe you've got something that you'd like to add to this list. Would you do me a favor and leave a comment down below? I'd really like to hear maybe what you think a big tip would be when it comes to getting through when you and your spouse work together. Or maybe you're watching this and you don't necessarily work together, but this stress has caused you this as well. But leave me a comment down below. And would you do me a favor while you're doing that? Would you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification button so when we make more great videos like this, you'll be the first to know, and it'll also let YouTube know that people are watching this and getting tips from it. I'd love to get your feedback. It really means a lot to me, especially meaningful feedback. And so please feel free to contact us. We've got some links down below that help us out and help you out. Our first thing that I love to point out is we have Hero Relationships and Marriage courses that you can take. That's 40 days of watching videos and building your relationship, of doing activities about what today was about, where I give you information and I give you activities that you can do and examples that how you can put this to work in your life. And we love at Hero Marriage to build relationships up, whether you're headed towards marriage, you're getting married, or you're already married, maybe for even a long time. That's what we love to do. All right, there's also a link down there for our Patreon page. We love the people that support us and help us make these videos. So if you could give us a cup of coffee or something, that'd be great and really help us continue to make these. All right, as always, I'm Dr. Mike Hattabaugh, and thanks for having a hero marriage.